Good evening and welcome to Calvin's Zytema Field for tonight's MIAA men's lacrosse match between the Thunder of Trine University and the Knights of Calvin College. At this time, would everyone please rise, gentlemen, take off your caps for the playing of our national anthem. This message from the MIAA, the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and all its members are committed to good sportsmanship. No derogatory speech, no intimidating actions, no possession or consumption of alcohol will be tolerated at athletic events. Please support all participants and officials in a positive manner. Remember, be loud, be proud, and especially be positive. Here's a look at tonight's starting lineups for the Thunder of Trine. A junior attacker from Pittsburgh, number 2, Justin Gehrig. Senior attacker from Imperial, Missouri, number 3, Eric Peel. Freshman defender from Rochester Hills, number 6, Bryce Salmon. Junior midfielder from Schaumburg, Illinois, number 17, Tyler Klima. Senior midfielder from Ridgefield, Connecticut, number 22, Connor Putnam. Sophomore midfielder from St. Clair Shores, number 26, Tyler Corliss. Senior defender from League City, Texas, number 27, Aaron Warner. Senior midfielder from Lombard, Illinois, number 42, Neil Orr. Senior defender from Heartland, Wisconsin, number 49, Alex Jamison. And in goal, a junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 14, Joseph Stegmeyer. Trine is coached by Carl Zimmerman and assisted by Vinnie Lang, Scott Morrison, and John Below. For the Knights of Calvin, a sophomore attacker from Santa Clarita, California, number 3, Jacob Gandara. A sophomore attacker from South Bend, Indiana, number 5, Nathan Gindra. Sophomore midfielder from Round Lake, Illinois, number 7, Noah Bolins. Freshman defender from Hudsonville, number 8, Hunter Stearns. Senior midfielder from Fishers, Indiana, number 10, Austin Bontrigger. Senior defender from Grand Rapids, number 11, Joel DeYoung. Freshman midfielder from Novi, number 17, Chase Sparling. Senior attacker from Bloomfield Hills, number 19, Max Foster. Sophomore defender from Holland, number 23, Connor Weissong. And in goal, a sophomore from Hudsonville, number 9, Garrett Curtis. The Knights are coached by Dave Hogan, assisted by Ethan Brown, Chad Wright, and Yevgeny Dvorkin.
Hello and welcome to Zytema Field here on the campus of Calvin College for another edition of Calvin Men's Lacrosse. This evening, Calvin will be taking on Trine University. We are underway here. I'm Skylar Pruce, joined by my partner Jeff Vanderplug. Let's get you some starting lineups real quick. First, for Trine, it will be Justin Gehrig, Eric Peel, Bryce Salmon. In goal will be Joseph Stegmeyer. Then he will be joined by Tyler Klima, Connor Putman, Tyler Corliss, Aaron Warner, Neil Orr, and Alex Jamison. Meanwhile, for the Knights, it will be Jacob Gandara, Nathan Gindra, Noah Bolins, Hunter Stearns.
And a goal already to start the game for Calvin. Sorry to interrupt you
No,
there,
you're good.
but Noah Bolins cutting in from the baseline and scoring right past his defender. Calvin off to the hot start.
Yeah, so just like I was saying, Noah Bolins, Hunter Stearns, Garrett Kurtz, Austin Bontrager, Joel DeYoung, Chase Sparling, Max Foster, and Connor Weissong. So Noah Bolins starting off the scoring early. Bolins, a sophomore midfielder out of Round Lake, Illinois. Also, should be noted that this is the last home game for Calvin Men's Lacrosse. So this will be the last home game here at Zeidema Field for 4 seniors: Noah Ned, Austin Bontrager, Joel DeYoung, and Max Foster. Knights in a win or go home situation here, really, as they currently sit in the MIAA in 5th position behind Hope, Albion, Alma, and Trine. So obviously this game a big one. Calvin would need to beat Trine here this evening, and then Trine would have to lose to Alma, who they will play sometime later this week. So like you said, Jeff, Calvin off to a quick start with the Noah Bolins goal to make it 1-2-0. Calvin definitely have their work cut out for them. Should be a good game here this evening. As there's going to be a shot taken, another goal. Goal there, by this time, I believe, by Griffin Sparling, the brother of Chase Sparling.
And Calvin coming to play early. Boland's doing it by himself. Now Griffin Sparling, a member of great teamwork there, catching a pass as he cut through the middle of the Trine zone and depositing that one in the back of the net. Calvin came to play, looking to keep a share of that confidence, and Trine already needs a timeout as Calvin has blitzed them to begin the game.
Yeah, so not even 2 minutes in, Trine already calling their first timeout, which means we will take a break here on the field and be right back with the rest of the first quarter from Zeidema Field. Welcome back. Calvin off to a hot start here, up 2-0 early on in the first quarter. 13:28 to play off of goals by Noah Bolins and Griffin Sparling. Just like you said, Jeff, Calvin really came to play here early on. We'll have to see how Trine responds. So this face-off is going to be won by the Knights. Here comes Noah Ned coming up the field, passing it off, as that was Foster thought about the shot. Instead, will hand it off, and the Knights will look to set up their offense.
And a beautiful day here this afternoon in Grand Rapids. Second day in a row that we've had no clouds in the sky and temperatures really high and good for outdoor play. And now another shot from Calvin.
As there was a shot there from Bontrager, the senior. That one's going to go off of the goalie here for the Trine Thunder, Joseph Stegmeyer. And we will have a fresh shot clock and Knights ball over on the far side. Did have some clouds earlier on today, but has cleared up nicely. Just like you said, second day in a row, really, where we've seen no clouds in the sky. Game time temperatures hanging around 55 degrees. So good weather here for Calvin's last home game. It's going to be Bolins now with the ball, taking a shot and a goal.
I think you might have 5-holed him there. Bolins with the bouncing shot into the back of the net, his second of the game already, in the Knights offense just as hot as the weather here in Grand Rapids. Bolins again going down that right side of the zone, working towards his dominant hand, that right hand, and being able to pocket that one right in the back of the net. Impressive showing from the Knights so far.
Yeah, and also I think really impressive there from Bolins, as he was also falling down really as he shot it. Ended up kind of doing a barrel roll, maybe a little extra momentum there, but was able to put the ball in between the legs, just like you said, of Stegmeyer. And the Knights, once again, winning another face-off here as they are off to a hot start offensively.
The Knights with 4 shots compared to Trine's 0, 3 of them for goals.
So Knights will have possession once again Back in the defensive end of the Trine Thunder. It's going to be Bontrager with the ball, looking to set up the offense. Bontrager, again, one of the 4 seniors here, finishing off his Calvin career at home. As that's going to be a mistake, a missed pass, and that one will roll out of bounds. Was looking there for Foster along the sideline and could not find his stick. So we will get a fresh shot clock here, and the Thunder will have possession really for the first time all game, coming back towards the Knights' defensive end. So it's going to be Stegmeyer with the ball, now passing it off over to, looks like that is Neil Orr, who, just by the looks of him, definitely a large character, a real force on defense.
And some good speed there, too, blowing right by the Calvin defender. Both size and speed right there
Definitely.
with Orr.
Yeah. Orr, the senior midfielder out of Lombard, Illinois. As now the Thunder looking to bring the ball around the near side here. It's going to be Klima with the ball. Now passing it off back over to Orr on the far side. Orr still with it. Now they will swing it in behind the net. As that is going to be Corliss with the ball. And now a missed pass was looking there for Orr. Able to regain possession though. As now he passes it off to Klima back up top. 20 on the shot clock. Klima still with the ball, trying to find a hole. Instead we'll pass it in behind. Now looking back up the middle. Shot and a goal. Or no, excuse me. As looked like a couple Trine players were starting to celebrate. I think there was just some movement. Someone might have touched the net with their stick there. As instead that was scooped up by Kurtz.
Yeah, Garrett Curtis stole that pass, trying to throw it to a cutter right in front of the net, and Curtis just stuck his net in the air and was able to take it away.
As a couple Trine players starting to celebrate, there's a shot. That one's going to be wide. Calvin will remain in possession with Jinder grabbing that one behind the net. As we tick towards the 10-minute mark here in the first quarter. As it's going to be Chase Sparling now with the ball. Being guarded by Mutsak. As now it looks like we will get a change in possession as wow. Coming off the field there, Griffin Sparling almost just tripped right on the line. As now it will be Thunder possession.
And that's the second throwaway from Chase Sparling, the freshman, just a little bit shaky so far to start the day. He's done well on the draw controls, winning those for the Knights, but offensively looking to calm his nerves a little bit, start to complete more passes. Now Trine throws it right back.
As, yeah, another mistake there, this time from the Thunder, as now it's going to be Gondera with the ball, finds an open. Looks like that was Jindra right in front of the net, unmarked, and that is just something that you could not do on defense, as Jindra will get the goal at 9:26 with the assist going to Gandara.
And that one was easy pickings for Ginger. Great pass by Gandara and great clear there by the Knights to go quickly and get the ball past the Trine defenders. And Ginger was just right waiting in front of the net. Easy money right there, putting that one in the back of the net. It's already a 4-0 lead with still 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter for the Knights.
As really no defender even close to Jindra there. He probably had really the closest defender was the goalie who he's standing right in front of. But no real chance there for Stegmeyer. As this time, it looks like the Thunder will grab possession off of the faceoff. It's going to be Orr with the ball. Now passing it out. No, a shot going to be taken there. Looks like that shot was from Gehrig. That one's going to go over. Trine will remain in possession. As now looks like they will swing it back up top. Looking for Pootman. As now ball ends up on the ground. Couple hard checks. Now the ball flying up into the air. We got a player who lost a stick. Looks like a stick snapped. And he will come out for a sub. Believe that is Petrie, whose stick is still on the ground. There's a shot. That one's going to be off the crossbar there from Trine, taken by Shep. As now we will get the snapped stick off the field real quick.
And trying to take advantage of Calvin with an opportunistic sub there, having to run Zach Stanley on the field as Petre's stick was broken. and the shot just misses by a couple inches.
As now back underway here. That will be Putman with the ball. Now Putman gets it whacked away by Ned. Ned, great defense there as he was able to kind of shovel the ball to a teammate on the ground. And now Calvin will head upfield here as that will be Curtis with the ball. Throwing it 2/3 of the way up the field now. Looking for a teammate. Looks like that is over on the far side, Foster with it, who now finds Bodentrager back up top, and we will set up the offense. Bodentrager looking to get past his mark. Now Knights will throw it in behind as ball ends up on the ground, scooped up once again by Jindra. Now with the ball on the near side, looking to make a run around the net. Gets a shot off and a goal.
Nathan Jindra with his second already, turning around and firing that one into the top of the net. Great spin move after he came from the back of the net and got the defender on his back by spinning back towards the goal. Calvin clicking on all cylinders.
As a couple good fakes there from Jindra. First looked like he was going to go on the far side, then the near side. Then he finally did an end around and was able to get that shot off. As the Trine defense really just has no answer here for the Calvin offense in the first 8 minutes of this game. As the Knights off to a quick 5-0 lead. Definitely just what the Knights wanted and how they wanted to start this game. As once again, this face-off will be won by the Knights. It's going to be Chase Sparling. Now passing it off over to Foster. Those two have been a deadly combination this year for the Knights.
Foster, the senior, Sparling, the freshman. A couple of different age groups there. Sparling finishing up his first season here at Zeidema Field, whereas Foster already has had a couple of very nice ones and looking to finish it off the right way here today.
As now looks like we are going to get a whistle. Definitely a shove there. As now we're going to get a flag. Looks like this one will go against the Knights, but it will be delayed as it is still Thunder possession. So it's going to be Corliss with the ball over on the far side. Corliss gets a shot off that's off the stick of a Knight defender, and that will go out of bounds.
Great defense by Calvin right there. Connor Wysong getting his stick in the way of a shot and keeping the ball out of harm's way. Curtis didn't even have to make the save there. Calvin's defense doing the job themselves.
As now we will get that flag. Looks like that one will go against Bolins. It might have been a delay of game. So now we'll be Thunder possession once again. It's going to be Putman with the ball. Putman will grab it here in the alley on the near side. As now Thunder with a fresh shot clock. Also up a man. As a shot going to be whipped. That one's going to be just wide there from Peel. Off to the far side. As now Thunder will reset. Swinging it back around from the far side to the near side. Now they'll reverse it back. Quick ball movement here by the Thunder offense. Looking to find some holes in the Knight defense. Have really been only... Oh, as they find one right there. Great save there from Kurtz. As that was Klima getting the ball over on the far side, right outside the crease with no defenders on him. And now another shot going to be whipped. This one's going to be saved by the body of Kurtz and will head out of bounds. A couple good opportunities there for Trine.
Yeah, Garrett Curtis, the sophomore, has kept Calvin in a lot of games early in the year, back when Calvin's offense was struggling a little bit. Now Calvin's offense is starting to find their way, but Curtis still the same stalwart in goal. A couple of very nice saves there.
As another shot, this one's again going to be saved by Curtis. As this one he will catch, and Knights will look to move up the field. So here comes the Knights offense. Running back towards the Thunder defensive end is Hortzman. Horseman that's going to be a missed pass, and you can see he knew it right away. That one will go out of bounds off of the stick of Jindra. So now it will be Thunder possession once again here as we approach the 5-minute mark in the first quarter. As As now looks like we're going to get a whistle, and that's going to be a change of possession going against Trine, so it will be picked up by the Knights. It's going to be Bontrager with the ball. As shot clock has not started. We'll have to see what they do with that.
Calvin 2-3 in conference, Trine 2-2. Not sure, but I'm assuming both of those wins coming against the bottom of the conference teams, Kalamazoo and Adrian, both 0-4. So Trine really just kind of one game down. The only reason they're ahead of Calvin in the schedule is because cancellation or postponement. But this one definitely between two teams that are both kind of on that bubble for that fourth spot. And if Calvin is able to pull that off and get this victory here today, that would be big for their hopes of, bursting into that bubble of teams that get to continue their season. Calvin's showing good signs so far today. Not sure. Now there's a stoppage on the field. Not sure what for.
This looks like there was a quick word going on between Coach Dave Hoger for the Knights and the referee as we try to sort something out. I believe it was a something with the shot clock, which has now been fixed. But yeah, just like you said, Knights need to win this game and then hope for an Alma victory over Trine, which would secure them that 4 seed in the tournament. As Calvin not able to pull off a win last Friday night against Alma in a closely contested match, as the Knights had a chance to tie it up, as that will be a missed pass now by the Knights and a change in possession. But the Knights were unable with that. I believe they have 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter with the ball down 1, unable to put a ball in the back of the net. So they fell to Alma 7-6, which definitely hurt their chances, but they are still alive in the playoff race. So it's going to be Trine possession now, back behind the net. Looks like they are going to pass this one off over to Peel. As now we'll get some subs coming in for both sides. As now looks like the Thunder will switch it up, heading over to Klima over on the far side. Now running back towards the near side with the ball being defended by Lausma. Now Ned on the defense. There's going to be a shot taken. Looked like it took a deflection there as Peel whipped kind of a side shot there. Looked somewhere between a sidearm and underhand. But Trine able to retain possession here. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. That's going to be a shot taken. That one will be wide. Once again. Has 18 on the shot clock now with Trine in possession. It's going to be Klima with the ball. Klima looking to get a shot off here and is able to do so just past the stick there of Kurtz. As now looks like the shot clock has been reset. And looks like now we will not have a reset.
Good pressure defense from Brandon Lausma there, pushing against Klima, keeping him from getting a clean shot off. Calvin's defense has been good so far, only allowing a couple shots, and the shots they have allowed, Curtis has been right there to make those saves. See if Calvin can continue that. The offense, not necessary if you're playing defense like Calvin is now.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Calvin against Alma had both in the second and third quarter were unable to score. They had a scoring drop from about 116 in the first quarter all the way up to about 3 minutes left in the fourth. So good to see Calvin offense off to a quick start here. As looks like something with the clock is not quite there. Now the shot clocks have been completely turned off. As we look to get a reset here. As seen wind coming out of all different directions here at Zeidema Field the last couple of days. Looks like it will be reset to 7 right now. It is currently coming out of the south. Is now back underway. That's going to be a shot just over the bar. And that one will head to the Knights.
A nice drive from Tyler Corliss there, getting himself right in front of the goal. But he misses from point-blank range. Really a missed opportunity for the Thunder.
As now it's going to be Ned with the ball. Ned crossing half field and will now pass it off. whistles once again.
A lot of disagreements about either the shot clock or something out there. Definitely not the smoothest minute and a half of lacrosse you've ever seen.
As looks like the rest will come over to the scoring table now. I believe they'll probably just take a couple of seconds off as it was a little bit of a late reset, it looks like. As once again, the four seniors playing in their final home game here will be Noah Ned, Austin Bontrager, Joel DeYoung, and Max Foster. So two midfielders, a defender, and an attacker. As now we look to, I believe, make sure the shot clock is all good. Now it's at 68 and looks like we're good to go once again. So it's going to be Knights possession. It's going to be Bolins with the ball running onto the near side. Now the Knights will look to flip it back over onto the far side. Free shot taken. That's going to go off of the stick there of the keeper, Stegmeyer. And now ball still on the ground. And now this one will be grabbed by Stegmeyer and brought into the crease. But a good opportunity there for the Knights with an open shot from a little bit of distance. But we've seen them have success with that thus far early on in the game.
And a big save and a big spot by Stegmeyer there. Foster, one of the offensive juggernauts for the Knights, has scored a lot of times for Calvin this year, and he got an open look at it from the top there, right directly head on to the goal. Gave it some good pace, and Stegmeyer standing tall in a spot where Trine really needed him to.
As now it's Thunder possession. It's Putman with the ball, gets a shot off. That one's going to go far left and out of bounds. As Thunder will remain in possession here. It's going to be Gehrig with the ball. Gehrig with a spin move, trying to cut into the corner there. Loses the ball, and this one's going to be picked up by the Knights. Looks like that will be Stanley on the pickup. Now he will slow it down.
Knocked out there by Connor Wysong. Second really nice defensive play of the game for Wysong already.
As now it's going to be Curtis almost all the way up at half field looking to find a teammate. Looks like he will dish this one off over to Bontrager. Bontrager trying to get into the defensive end here of the Thunder, and he does, and he's still going, gets a shot off. Bounce shot there, good save by Stegmeyer. And now he will pass this one off over to a teammate. That was Orr, who now loses the ball, still on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by the Knights' Jindra. Jindra does not have numbers, however, going back, so wise decision to slow it down. As it's going to be Bontrager passing it off over to Bolins. Now they'll swing it onto the near side here. As Bolins now swinging it back over to Bontrager. And now back to Bolins as the Knights look to set up their offense here with about 29 seconds remaining on the game clock. As almost a good find. They were looking into the middle there for Gondera. And it looks like there was a tip. So it will remain Knights' possession as it rolled out of bounds. Definitely was not a shot. The Knights will now have 22 seconds on the game clock as they look to whip it around here onto the near side. Now shot going to be taken and a goal. As Griffin Sparling getting his second of the game here with 10 seconds remaining as he whipped off a bounce shot that Stegmeyer just could not handle. Didn't look like too hard of a shot, but maybe a little bit of an awkward angle coming in. So Sparling getting his second of the game as we will have another face-off coming up here.
That one from plenty of range, just pinpoint accuracy from Griffin Sparling to find the bottom right corner. And Stegmeyer would love to have that one back, I'm sure, giving up 6 already in the first quarter. Calvin really in command of this game, showing up when they need to most.
As now Ned with the ball as the game clock will expire. Last second shot from half field. But first quarter belongs to the Knights as they're able to put 6 goals in behind 2 from Jindra, 2 from Bolins, and 2 from Griffin Sparling. We will take a quick break and be back with the second quarter here from Zeitema Field. Welcome back as the Thunder of Trine with their work cut out for them here as the Knights lead 6-0 at the beginning of the second quarter. Good defense there from Noah Ned, able to pick that ball up off of the face-off, and now showing off his speed. Looks like he might get a shot off, and he does, but that one will be saved by Stagmeyers. We saw Ned against Alma on Friday night, had a goal to finish off the first quarter with a very similar play. This time just not able to find the back of the net.
Player with a lot of speed there and using his speed and athleticism to both win the ball and get the shot off. Love him taking opportunities like that, but does surrender possession to the Thunder.
As now it will be Orr with the ball, or the senior midfielder. Now passing it off over to Putman, as now the Thunder look to swing it in behind the net. Good spin move there. Just not quite able to get the shot off over on the far side, as he met a wall of Calvin defense. That's going to be a shot out of bounds, and that will go off of the foot of Gehrig out of bounds, but Thunder will remain in possession. As now Putman with the ball. Putman content to run in behind the net of the Knights, trying to get an end around. Instead, we'll pass it back up top over to Orr. Orr trying to find a lane. Now good find in the middle and a goal. As a good find over to Putman, and Trine is finally on the board here at 13:36 remaining in the second quarter.
Justin Gehrig, a junior out of Vicksburg, with a very nice pass from behind the net. He feathered it right past the corner of the net and right into the stick of his teammate Putman there. And Putman, all he had to do was basically knock it into the top corner. That play really made, though, by Justin Gehrig. And the Thunder aren't going to go away. That's for sure here on this Tuesday afternoon. Big match. They're definitely going to put up a fight.
As, yeah, just like you said, good pass there from Gehrig and a good finish by Putman as well, as Trine now winning once again another face-off, and that will be Keptner with the ball. As the Thunder now look to set up their offense over on the far side. Looking to make a run in there is Corliss. Couldn't find the angle for a shot. So now he's going to pass this one off over to Peel. Peel will now look in behind the Knights net. And now pass it off himself. Still looking over on the far side are the Thunders. Now looks like they will run in behind the net once again. Good fake, a spin move. Passing it off, shot taken. That one's going to be high and outside, or excuse me, inside for a ball. As it will now head out of bounds. And Thunder remain in possession, 30 on the shot clock here. As now Putman with the ball. Very content to be patient here as the shot clock still winding down now at 15. Putman now looking in towards the middle, missed a pass. Now, once again, passing it off over to Orr at the top. 8 on the shot clock. Orr's going to have to whip a shot off. That's going to go off the leg of a Calvin defender and a goal. As that is Putman once again, making it a 6-2 game off of a deflection that just came right to his feet. And he was able to find the back of the net here at 12:12 remaining in the second quarter.
And a good initial save by Curtis to keep that one out of the net, but it bounced right to Putman, who was waiting for the rebound in front of the net, and he was able to pick it up and deposit his second into the back of the net. Trine now with 2 goals on the game, trying to chip into the Calvin lead.
It's trying to gain some momentum here, and would love to see the Knights stop that with especially a win off of this face-off. As now looks like we will get a quick substitution, or excuse me, timeout coming here from the Thunder, which means we will step away and be right back with the rest of the second quarter from Zenema Field. Welcome back to Zenema Field as the Thunder looking to crawl their way back into this one, down 6-2. As now we're going to get a flag right off of the face-off. That was Ned who took a hard check in the back. And looks like that flag will go against Jared Shep, the sophomore, out of Wisconsin.
Between Chase Sparling and Noah Ned, the Knights have dominated draw controls so far today. Sparling getting it to a position where Ned can pick it up. And as long as the Knights can continue to do that, they can ensure themselves a possession advantage. And that's the key to continuing to apply that offensive pressure. The Knights looking to get a couple goals back after Trine has come out hot to start the second quarter.
So Knights will now be in possession. They're going to swing it over onto the far side. And now back behind the net. That's going to be Gondera. Now Foster. Bontraker thought about the shot. Instead, kept passing it off. As the Knights with some quick ball movement here. Now that's going to be a missed pass once again. We've seen that multiple times. As that time it looked like Griffin Sparling just trying to already decide what to do with it before he even received the pass. Went right off the side of his stick. As now it will be Thunder possession. So it's going to be Putman with the ball. Putman making a run upfield. And we'll now pass it off over to Kubiak. Now Corliss with the ball. As the Thunder look to swing it back up top now. Very content to sit and wait. Over half a shot clock still is now there. They'll find Orr. Orr loses the ball, and it will be picked up by the Calvin defense. As really just a mistake there by Orr. We've seen a little bit of some sloppy lacrosse at times from both sides with a lot of turnovers. As now it's going to be Stearns with the ball.
Or a real big man slamming his stick against his helmet out of frustration there after that turnover. Surprised his stick did not break.
As now Jindra with the ball. Definitely stands out among even the Trine lacrosse players, which is definitely saying something. But we definitely talked about his speed as well. Definitely not a slow player. As Knights with possession now. It's going to be Bolins over on the far side, just inside of the alley. Looking to get a shot off. Instead, we'll pass it in behind. As now a shot going to be taken there by Chase Sparling. That one's going to be wide and picked up by the goalie and just chucked all the way downfield. As that is once again going to be another mistake there by the Knights, as Stearns was trying to pick it up. Instead, just whacked it out of bounds. So that will be a missed opportunity there for the Knights and give the Thunder another offensive opportunity to bring this one even closer. So it's going to be Klima with the ball on the far side. Kicking it off now over to Corliss. Corliss in the alley on the far side, now looking in behind the net. As Klima trying to get a shot off, pass it off, and he does. As I believe that goal will go to Tyler Corliss. Good find in the middle of the field. And just like that, it is a 6-3 ball game.
That play set up by Klima with a nice lofty pass right over the Calvin zone, setting up Corliss for a nice goal right there from the left wing. Trine has cut Calvin's lead in half here in the second quarter.
As just as quickly as the Knights gained a lead here at 6-0 here in the first quarter, just like you said, suddenly Knights finding their lead split in half as Trine has dominated the second quarter here thus far at 9:14 remaining. As now looks like we're going to get a flag, and it looks like the Knights jumped early, so it will be Trine possession. So it's going to be Trine looking to make a run in here. A shot taken. That's going to be off the leg of Kurtz. Another shot taken. That one's going to be way over the net, and this one will be Knights possession this time.
Nice save by Curtis, kicking that one with his foot as it tried to roll under his body towards the net. Curtis finds a way to make saves in a lot of different ways, not just catching it in his stick, but with his whole body, kicking his legs and using his body to guard the goal, really, and he does a very nice job of it.
As that was Ned bringing the ball upfield for the Knights. Now we'll pass it off over to Bontrager, trying to get around the defense. Shot taken and a goal. Bontrager finds the back of the net over on the far post. And Bontrager trying to bring this lead back up just a little bit as the Knights now lead 7-3 at 8:31 remaining here in the second quarter as Bontrager able to find the back of the net from the far side.
Really nice individual effort there from Austin Bontrager. Not really any assist to speak of. Bontrager just worked his way down the right side of the alley and across the goal. He found the bottom left corner and is able to score for the Knights.
As you can always tell with those types of shots when the ball bounces in and then bounces right back out, he found the direct corner of the net closest to the post, so a good shot there from the senior. As now Knights once again winning another face-off. That will be Foster with the ball back here on the near side. Looking to get around his mark. Instead we'll have to pass it off. Looking for Bolins, who now finds Bontrager once again, and the Knights will swing it back in behind the net. As now Gindra with the ball. Gindra with a couple spin moves. Now passing it into the middle. It was a bounce pass. Ball ends up on the turf. Now will be picked up once again by the Knights. Still with a decent amount of time here on the shot clock. 30 seconds. As now it's Foster with the ball. Foster gets bumped over on the far side. Now finds Bontrager in the middle. 15 on the shot clock now. As now back over to Griffin. Sparling. Sparling loses the ball. Stick goes flying, and this one's going to be picked up by the Thunder. As that was the defender, Kepner, picking up the ball and making his way into the Knights' defensive end, and then he misses a pass. As this one will keep on rolling. This time the Thunder are able to save it, as that will be Daniel Williams-Shine over on the far side with the ball. Williams-Shine still with it. Now we'll pass it off. As we find the ball back with Orr now. As now the Thunder looking to get a shot off. Great save there by Curtis. As glancing off of his stick. Fresh shot clock here. As Thunder still in possession over in the corner. So some good work there from Corliss to remain in possession. Now Orr will pick it up. Just in front of half field. Orr going up against Noah Ned. Shot taken. That one's going to be wide right this time. Out of bounds. And picked up by the Thunder. Now looking to throw it into the middle. Once again, misses a pass. And this time, multiple Calvin and Trine players will converge. And looks like it's going to be picked up by the Knights. As I believe that was Stearns with the ball. Still with it. And now we'll make it into the defensive end. As looks like I believe we're going to get a timeout here from Calvin, which means we will take a quick break and be back with the rest of the second quarter here. 5:46 remaining. We'll be right back from Zidema Field. Welcome back underway here at Zidema Field off of the Calvin timeout. It's going to be Knights possession, 55 on the shot clock, 5:35 remaining here on the game clock in the second quarter. Knights with the 7-3 lead if you're just joining us, as it will be Knights possession. Knights dominated the first quarter, ended up with a score of 6-0, as Trine dominated really the first about 5-6 minutes here, and now the Knights have added a goal midway through the second quarter. Bontrager finding the back of the net. So nice possession now. It's going to be Foster with the ball, as he will kick it back up over to Bolins. Bolins looking to make a run around the outside. Now we'll kick it back as the shot clock starting to run low. Ball ends up on the turf. Still on the turf, not able to be picked up by either side. Now it's going to finally be picked up by the Thunder. Now off of the stick of a Knights defender. And this one will be picked up by Jindra as the shot clock did reset. Ball back on the turf now, and this time it's picked up by the Thunder. Some good defense there from the Thunder. That was Kepner who finally got the ground ball.
And Ginger got triple team there. Lots of contact, and Ginger unable to keep the ball in his stick, understandably so, with the amount of contact he faced there from the Thunder.
As Ginger, not the tallest of individuals, going up against a couple tall Trine players. Is a shot taken. That one's going to be saved by Curtis. Looked like it was heading wide anyway, but a good save. As now running upfield, that will be Wysong with the ball. Wysong, the defender, now will kick it out over to Noah Ned. We'll have to see if he will pass this one off. Looks like he elects to stay on offense this time. Not something we see too often. Ned still with the ball.
Yeah, the Knights not substituting Bontrager and Bolins into the game like they normally do at this point, but now they begin to work their offensive lineup back into the game.
As now a shot going to be taken. That's going to be off of the leg of the goalie Stegmeyer. As Stegmeyer now looking upfield. Ball is rolling, still on the ground. As now a couple players end up on the ground for the Thunder. It's still picked up by Trine. Now rolls back across half field and a hard check as the ball still in the stick there of Gondera. After the check, though, ball ends up on the ground. Now kicked out over to the Thunder. A missed pass. And this one will go to the Knights. Some sloppy play here. A lot of turnovers from both sides in the last 30 seconds. It's kind of been a common trend of the game.
Body slamming at midfield there. I think it was Gendra hitting the ground after being lifted on a huge check there. Trying to enforce their will physically here, trying to get back into the game.
As you can definitely see, just looking at the Thunder roster, they do possess a little bit more size than the Knights do, especially with the Knights with some smaller players like Bolins, Gondera, and Jindra on offense. The shot going to be whipped there. That one's going to be wide from Bolins. Looks like the Knights will remain in possession, back behind the net. As now they elect to throw it back over onto the far side. And now back up top. It's Bolins with the ball. Running here onto the near side, gets double teamed. And now we'll run right back out. As now Foster with it. Now Bontrager back behind the net. And a good end around shot taken. That one's going to be just wide. As multiple Knights players running towards the ball out of bounds. Will remain Knights ball. But only 12 on the shot clock here. As it's Foster now. Good find back over onto the far side. Shot going to be taken once again wide. As now 2 seconds on the shot clock. This one's going to be picked up. As now Knights will sub out. And looks like they just simply decided to drop the ball in the corner. So change over in possession now. As the Thunder will take over. They'll swing it onto the far side. Looking over for Aaron Warner. Looking to get the ball across half field. And good save there from Cowan. Just kind of stuck his stick in the air and the ball ended up in it. As the Thunder now will look to set up their offense. Ball in the hands of Putman. Putman thus far with 2 of the 3 goals here for the Thunder. As we approach the 1 minute mark here in the second half. That's going to be a mistake. Missed pass. Ball scruffle here just outside the defensive end of the Knights. Picked up by the Thunder. This could be dangerous. Shot taken just wide of the net. As that was Klima who came out of the scruffle of players with the ball. Kind of a one-on-one with Ned. Got a shot off just wide of the net. Maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity there. It's 20 seconds now in the shot clock for Trine. As ball is now back behind the net. Shot taken and a goal. Goal there from Tyler Corliss, matching Putwin with 2 goals. As he kind of came around the far side of the net and was able to get an end-around goal bouncing into the net right past the stick of Curtis. So that will leave 26 seconds on the game clock now. Really a chance for 1 shot if it is a clean face-off for whoever wins it.
And this second quarter has belonged to the Thunder. A 4-1 advantage in goals. Now another violation call against Chase Sparling on the draw control. And Trine really mounting their best at a comeback here in the second quarter. Calvin tried to stop that momentum.
As another shot taken. This one's going to be off the bar there from Orr, out of bounds. This one will remain with the Thunder. 14 seconds left. Chance to get 1 last shot off here. As that's going to go over to Klima. Klima looking to get a shot off just high. As now 6 seconds on the clock. And here we go. Thunder with the ball over on the near side, running to the far side. That's going to be a shot taken, and that will be wide. So that will be the first half. Knights with the 7-4 lead after dominating the first half. Thunder really crawling their way back in after some goals early on in the second quarter. So, Jeff, some thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, Calvin blitzed the Thunder to start the game. 6 goals in the first quarter, a lot of them coming right away in the opening moments. And a solid job in goal by Garrett Curtis as well to help that lead grow as quickly as it did. Trine had chances to keep it close in that first quarter, but Curtis with a lot of nice saves. Still, in the end, it all began to even out as Trine was able to apply some more offensive momentum. Calvin's offense definitely getting less quality shots there in the second quarter, whereas Trine's offense got into their stuff, had a lot more possession of the ball, and took control of that. Trine really settling the game down to their liking and helping themselves climb back to within only a 3-goal deficit now. This game's still pivotal in the conference standings, and it'll be important for both these teams to continue to play hard and see if they can get themselves that advantage for that 4th spot in the MIAA. I'm sure both will do their best to try to make that happen. We'll see who comes out on top.
Yep, so I want to invite you to stay with us here. Just about 8.5 minutes to go before the start of the third quarter. Should be a good one, as the Knights with a 3-goal lead here heading into the second half. We'll be back in about 8.5 minutes with the second half here from Zeitema Field. Welcome back to Zyma Field as we get underway here with the second half with a face-off. Knights on top of the Thunder of Trine, 7-4. We'll have to see how they respond as they had a strong first quarter, not as strong of a second quarter, with Trine really crawling their way back into this game. But the Knights are off to a strong start with that face-off win. Once again, I'm Skylar Proust, joined by my partner, Jeff Vanderplug. I want to thank you for tuning into this Tuesday night game, as it is the Knights' last home game here of the season as they fight for a spot in the MIAA postseason. So it will be Knights' possession now, as a shot can be whipped there and a goal. As that was Foster over on the far side. Got the pass in from behind an open shot with not a great angle, but Foster able to get the goal, as that will be an assist for Jindra here with 14:23 remaining, making it an 8-4 game.
The Knights have a thing for hot starts here in the second half as well. Ginger right to Foster, and Foster really just making offense with a great shot there from the wing. Doing a great job of starting the Knights off with some momentum here in the second half, just like they did in the first.
So to see if the Knights can continue this hot start, as once again, back-to-back faceoffs won by Noah Ned, as he runs into the defensive end, and now he loses it after a good stick hack there. Ball still on the ground, as Ned now goes down, and I believe ball is still on the ground somewhere. Now it's going to be picked up by the Thunder, though, as that looks like 49, Alex Jameson, the senior defender out of Heartland, Wisconsin, picking that one up.
That one a really good takeaway by Jameson. Ned usually pretty good with the ball there on those clear attempts. Jameson just able to hack it right out.
As now it's going to be Brian Morse with the ball, passing this one off. Dangerous situation. Good save there from Kurtz, as he was kind of one-on-one back over on the far side. Now a little bit of a scruffle there as Kurtz, along with two other players. This one's going to go out of bounds, and looks like we will have a whistle. This one going against the Knights. So Kurtz will retreat to his net, and we will get a fresh shot clock here for the Thunder. It's going to be Neil Orr with the ball up top, waiting for some support, as now he'll find Putman. Putman with a good spin move, trying to get to the center of the field, as he's being defended there by Joshua Horseman. As now with the ball, looking back towards the middle. That one's going to be thrown right over his mark. Looks like he was looking there for Gehrig, and roll out of bounds over on the far side. So that one's going to be picked up here by Noah Ned. And Ned with the ball with a couple of fakes. Now we'll get the ball across half field. Good move there. And now we'll wait up for some support. Pass it off and retreat out of bounds. So it's going to be Bontrager now with the ball for the Knights up top, as he waits for the final substitutions to come into play. Now passing it off over to Bolins. Bolins fakes left, goes right. Now loses the ball. Ball on the ground. Gets saved there from Griffin Sparling. As now the Knights will swing it back up top. Over in the alley on the far side, that's Bontrager running back towards the middle. As now finds Foster over on the far side. Now back in behind once again. Trying to get an end around there is Jindra. Shot taken. That one's going to be wide. Possession will remain with the Knights. 21 on the shot clock here.
Another shot for Foster. The Knights trying to get him involved here to start the second half. Now an errant pass, and the Knights are working against the shot clock.
As 10 on the shot clock here. Knights over on the far side. That's Foster with the ball. He's going to have to get a shot off soon. Now we'll pass it off over to Bontrager. Bontrager whips it. That one's going to be high. And 3 on the shot clock, as the Knights will now bring their defensive substitutions on, as they will just throw this one wide, and it will be picked up here by Thunder. So whipping it all the way up field now over to, looks like that was Morris, as now the Thunder look to get their possession set up here. Trying to make a run in there was Corliss. Now around on the near side. Now going to get a shot off. That one's going to be low and inside for a ball. As bounce just barely in the crease and out of bounds. As now it's going to be Gehrig with the ball.
Not a strike, but a ball there, it seems
Yes.
you're referencing.
Yes, that was definitely a ball.
In case you could tell, we are on a lacrosse field here tonight. No, I'm just kidding, but definitely some inaccurate shots and some more accurate shots. Maybe a velocity approaching that of a baseball pitcher as well with some of these shots, and Curtis standing right in front of him.
You know, what can I say? I played some baseball here for Calvin in my first couple of years, and it just sticks with you sometimes. You got to bring it onto the lacrosse field as well. As now a good shot attempt there, and that's going to be a save from Kurtz. Ball back in front of the net. Curtis trying to find where it is, and now he gets a stick on top of it. As that was Curtis, I believe, taking that one right off of the leg. Good save from him. As now here come the Knights back the other way. A hard check there from the, I believe that was 41, McCowan.
Yeah, and Curtis, like a catcher there, able to block the curveball in the dirt by getting down on the ground, and that's something he's done all year long. Not afraid to dive all over the place to make saves. No different here.
See, there we go. Now you're getting on board with the whole baseball
Exactly.
terminology. As now we're going to get a turnover there, as it's going to be scooped up by Matusek. As Matusek will now pass it off back to the goalie, Stegmeyer. Stegmeyer looking upfield, and now the Thunder have numbers back on the other end. Swinging it back in behind, and I don't know how he missed that one, as that was Gehrig with an open net, as Curtis got distracted. Not a great angle. And now here comes Noah Ned back the other way on the counterattack. Ned with the ball, gets a shot off and a goal. Noah Ned in his final game here at Zeitema Field gives the Knights a 9-4 lead. As Ned on the counterattack here at 9:28 with his second consecutive game now with a goal.
You could see when he started picking up pace that he wasn't giving up the ball. Noah Ned going the distance there. And when he got that determination, there was nothing stopping him. Now he gets mobbed by his teammates on the sideline. Excellent play there by Noah Ned, just using the speed to find a crease. Speed kills. That's exactly what Noah Ned had right there for the Calvin goal. Calvin now with a 9-4 lead after losing that second quarter 4-1. Calvin is off to a 2-goal head start here in the second half. This game has been kind of a game of runs, and no different here for the Knights as they try to continue to use speed and use this momentum to build that lead.
As I think game definitely not over. Still only a 5-goal lead here for the Knights. Definitely not insurmountable here, as we saw the Thunder quickly crawling back in at the start of the second quarter with 3 goals in about 5 minutes. So Knights still looking to build that lead here. As over on the far side, that's going to be Bontrager with the ball. Now back in behind the net over to Jindra. As Knights were looking for a flag there, and looks like they're going to get one. As now Chase Sparling with the ball. As that's going to be a mistake and a little bit of a wasted opportunity. As just barely rolling out of bounds. So now we will get that flag. Knights will get possession back once again, but maybe a little bit of a wasted free possession there.
Yeah, contact to the head, I think, will be called against number 27, Aaron Warner, a senior.
So it'll be Knights ball over on the far side in the alley. It's going to be Bontrager taking it here for the Knights. Still with the ball up top. Knights looking to get a good shot here, up a man, and extend this lead up to 6. So once again, another missed pass. I think what might be the problem here, as the sun is starting to set, or at least think about setting back behind us in the booth, which is where a lot of these passes are coming from. So those people on the far side are having to look directly into the sun, which is why I think we're seeing some missed passes back over on the far side.
And also kind of like basketball where you make the pass and then the player makes the back cut. That seems to be happening from the top of the key a little bit. Calvin players passing to players who are initiating a cut towards the net. So a little bit of miscommunication, but Calvin keeps possession with a man up. Now a pass is missed, and that one will go behind the net.
As it looks like they were looking for Foster there.
Good idea.
Possibly.
Foster was open, and he could have scored right there. Sparling just a little bit off with the pass.
Yeah, I think a little bit off and maybe a little bit too much on it. As Foster, I think, wasn't really sure if it was a shot or a pass. Kind of backed off at the last second. As now whipping it upfield. As the Thunder now going to make it into the Knights' defensive end, as that's a hard stick check. And we're going to get a whistle here. As definitely a flag on the Knights.
Yeah, Wysong basically tackling the Trine player, number 11. Dave Kepner there with a stick. So Wysong will take a seat. They'll discuss it here for a little bit. But Calvin with a good start to the second half. It's been so sunny these last 2 days in Grand Rapids. I even got sunburned
Oh, same.
yesterday.
Same, yeah.
That's always impressive when you can get sunburned in April. Now, if there's someone who could pull it off, it'd be me. But still, a good sign of things to come, warm weather to come. Time to break the sunscreen out after a little bit too much time outside. And nothing different today as the sunshine obviously not helping Calvin on the offensive end, but definitely nice to be able to play in this compared to the snow that we were playing at Grand Rapids Christian High School to start the year.
Yeah, probably a good thing the booth doesn't face the other way. Might have to get the sunscreen out for you there, Jeff.
Definitely a good thing. Also, we wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah, might have to get the sunglasses out as well. So back underway here at Sidema Field. That is going to be under possession. Over on the far side, picking up the ball is going to be Corliss. Now they look to swing it back over onto the near side, and a whip shot there as Gehrig was looking for the net. That one ended up going right of the post, as I don't think he really got a good look at the net before he shot it. As now looks like the Thunder will remain in possession. Now whipping it into the middle, and that's going to be a goal. As that was Tyler Klima, just completely unmarked, running straight through the middle. Knights defense could do nothing about it, as that will be a goal at 6:53, making it a 9-5 game. And I think really the next couple of minutes really crucial here for the Knights, as we'll see if the Thunder start to go on a run or if the Knights can hold it at that one goal. So 9-5 ball game now, off of the goal from Klima, getting ready for another face-off back behind the net, or excuse me, back at midfield. And this one's going to be won by the Knights, picked up by Chase Sparling.
3 players have goals for Trine, and they've been the main offensive names. Putman, Corliss, and Klima, all with goals. Putnam, Corliss with 2, Klima with 1. But those players really the playmakers for Trine. We'll see if Calvin can find an answer for those 3 players. But Trine definitely not with one player, maybe like you would think with Calvin and Max Foster. Trying more of a diversified attack with several different guys who can beat you, but no real superstar that you need to be overly aware of.
Yeah, as Calvin definitely faced that against Alma, as now we're going to get a stoppage of play. I believe no shot clock reset happened. As Calvin definitely faced that with Alma, and they struggled, as Alma really with strong offensive player, strong offensive force there, and he ended up scoring, I believe, 5 of 7 of Alma's goals. So we'll have to see if the Thunder can deal with him come later this week, as the Knights would definitely love to see him with another strong offensive performance. As we look to get back underway, as now the shot clock has been reset. And now it is going to be Thunder possession. That will be Putman with the ball. Now passing it in behind the net, as Thunder looks to get a quality shot off here and bring this lead back down to 3. It's going to be Putman with the ball, as he's now waiting for some reinforcements here at the top of the defensive end here of the Knights. Now Orr with it. Orr looking to go up against Stearns, as now it's going to be a missed pass there back behind the net, as Orr was looking for a teammate and ends up out of bounds. So it's now going to be Ned with the ball. Ned definitely a key player here for the Knights. Very good at making it from the defensive end of his own side back over to the other. And that's just what he does here. As now it will be Knights possession, now waiting for some reinforcements. Some good ball movement now. Foster with a shot that's going to be very high, right over the net.
Yeah, it looked like it might have ricocheted off a stick there.
As now it's going to be Gindra picking up the ball. Back over to Foster. Melbone Traeger. Looked like he was winding up for a shot. Instead, we'll pass this one off over to Bolins. Now back behind the net for Gindra. Shot taken. That one's just wide left. And Knights now with 28 here on the shot clock. 4:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Foster now with it. Foster still with it. Comes back around over to the far side. As that is just a missed pass and a very badly missed pass as it's going to go straight over the head of Bolins. Didn't even try for it and end up out of bounds. As the Thunder now pick up possession. As it's going to be Brennan Battle, the sophomore out of Lowell, Michigan, picking up the ball. As the Thunder look to bring this lead back down to 3 once again. It's Battle with the ball. As fakes right, goes left. Now a missed pass from Battle. As that's going to go right over the head of Gehrig and out of bounds back on the baseline. And so a couple of missed passes, a couple turnovers. And it will be Knights possession once again.
Yeah, Trine has not been opportunistic on the Calvin mistakes so far today. Whenever Calvin has thrown it away, it seems like Trine throws it right back. And also, these Trine uniforms remind me very eerily similar of the Penn State Nittany Lion football uniforms.
I could see it. Yeah, just kind of the dark blue, white shorts. Also
White helmets with the blue, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're just missing the stripe down the middle, really.
Exactly.
As it's going to be Calvin possession once again. Calvin in the all-white uniforms, red helmets with the red numbers as well. As we're going to whip this one, shot taken, and we had a great angle on that one from in behind. As that was Chase Sparling with the shot right into the stick there of Stegmeyer. Didn't really even have to move it. That was right where he was holding it. As now a pick being made by Stegmeyer, and bringing the ball upfield is going to be Jamison. Jamison still going with it. Still going with it, and a shot and a goal. Jamison bringing the ball all the way back from his own defensive end. And suddenly this is a 9-6 ball game here at 2:57 as Jamison able to find the back of the net. And those are definitely the ones that hurt as Jamison, a senior defender, suddenly brings this game back down to 3.
Yeah, the Knights not accounting for the deep hole of Jamison there on the fast break. And with no one to stop him, Alex Jamison goes all the way to the net and scores. Kind of, you know, you're not your typical play, and one that Calvin definitely doesn't expect, but one that Calvin wasn't ready to stop. And Trine is able to take advantage of that. This one will continue to be close all the way down to the end. At least that's what it seems like it's trending towards right now.
As Chase Sparling with the ball, looking for a lane to shoot. Now passes it off over to Foster. As we'll have to see what the last 2.5 minutes of this quarter hold. As there's a shot and a goal. Great response there by the Knights as Noah Bolins finds the back of the net unassisted there. As that will be at 2:29, making it 10-6. Now is the lead back up to 4. Bolins with a great response there from the Knights from distance.
Yeah, that one not an easy shot by any means, but a nice job to get that goal right back after Calvin gives up the awkward goal to the defender. Calvin back with a 4-goal lead with 2.5 minutes plus another quarter to protect it.
As looks like we have a timeout on the field, so we will take a break here. 2:29 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be right back from Zedma Field. Welcome back. 2:29 remaining here in the third quarter off of the Noah Boland's goal, making it a 10-6 lead now for the Knights as they look to continue to press their advantage here and see if they can protect this lead. This face-off is going to be won here by the Knights as...
By the Thunder, actually.
Oh,
and they'll
excuse
get
me,
it back.
Thunder, yes. Yep, Thunder. Now picking that one up, it was Stagmeyer back in behind the net. As we saw Stagmeyer over on the sidelines during that timeout, taking some reps from a coach real quick. Maybe just trying to see the ball a little bit clearer as we start to see the shadows come out now here at Zeitema Field. As the sun starts to set behind us, as it's going to be Thunder possession now. Over on the far side, 40 on the shot clock now. It's going to be Orr with the ball. Running back onto the near side. Being guarded closely there by Gindra. Or excuse me, that is not Gindra, that is Stearns. Back in behind now. Thunder with the ball on the far side. Looks like that's Putman with the ball. Now getting a shot into the middle and a goal. As Putman was able to find Gehrig. And Gehrig able to make it a 10-7 game now as he was in the middle. And Kurtz was a little bit preoccupied with the ball over on the near side. So a goal there at 1:18 remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and a flag down on the play. It looks like Calvin fouled Putman as well as he was going towards the net. A very physical take to the net there for Putman. Getting the pass, also able to feed Gehrig right in front of the net, doing it while being fouled.
As now a wave of fresh substitutions coming in, as looks like especially some freshmen and sophomores getting a chance to come into the game now. Also some players that we might not see so often. I see Kyle Post out there, Ryan Whitney here for the Knights. In the defensive end.
Yeah, and Calvin Downamance, maybe it's a situational thing where they have certain players trained for certain situations. Down Wysong, they put in this package of players. That's only a guess, but definitely one of the possibilities here. Calvin also down a man there in the middle for the draw control.
As 1:14 remaining now in this one, they would definitely love to win this face-off, but they are not able to do so, as that one is going to be scooped up by the Thunder's Dave Kepner. As now the Thunder with a great opportunity here with 1 minute remaining to bring this one down to 2, which would set them up nicely here for the fourth quarter, as really the beginning of this quarter dominated by the Knights. And once again, the Thunder have kind of made a run back here in the second half of the third quarter to get back into it. And they now look to close the gap even more. So it's going to be Putman now with the ball, passing it over onto the far side. Ball ends up on the turf, scooped up by Corliss. Now passing it back up top. And it's now a shot taken and a goal. And just like that, a goal from Tyler Klima. And we have a 2-possession game. So at 26 seconds remaining, it is 10-8. As the Knights, maybe with a little bit of a defensive lapse here in the last couple of minutes, giving up 3 goals in the last 3 minutes thus far, and still 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, and giving up the goal there to Gehrig a moment ago was bad enough, but also losing Wysong defensively because of the foul compounds the issue, and Calvin turns one bad situation into 2 goals for Trine. Trine now finally kind of taking advantage of that Calvin mistake, something that they haven't been able to do too much all day. Now Chase Sparling gets absolutely mugged on the draw control.
And it looks like they will get a whistle going Calvin's way here with 14 seconds remaining.
Yeah, initially the ref pointed towards Trine's way, and Calvin's bench all throw their hands up like, you got to be kidding me, how's the foul on us?
As now 10 seconds remaining. Knights with a chance to get one more shot off. That's Chase Sparling with the ball. Pass it off to Foster. Foster high and outside for a ball. As now 3 seconds remaining on the game clock, and you'd have to imagine that really would probably be the quarter. Now whipping it into the middle. Shot going to be taken at the last second there by Ginger, I believe. Or excuse me, that was Gondera. But no harm, no foul here for the Thunder. So 15 more minutes of lacrosse to play. Knights with the 10-8 lead. We'll see if they can hold on to it here in the last 15 minutes of play. We'll be right back from Zinema Field. So welcome back. One more quarter of men's lacrosse to play here from Zinema Field this season. And Knights with the 2-goal lead, looking to defend it. And they have their work cut out for them as Trine really was making a push at the end of that third quarter. As now the Knights will win this face-off. And it is going to be Chase Sparling with the ball. Now Bonfrager will pass it off back over to Chase Sparling over on the far side. As now Bonfrager looking to find his way in. Whips a shot and a goal. Just what the Knights needed as Bontrager found his way around his man. And with 14:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter, makes this an 11-8 game.
Just in time is the right way to describe that one. Trine really has pressed the issue and made it a lot closer throughout the game after Calvin's hot start. Calvin getting a little bit of insurance there, a little bit of padding to the lead at a much needed time.
But we'll have to see how the Knights respond, as in the first and third quarter, Knights really dominated, especially early on. The second and the third quarter, it was the Thunder who were able to go on a run. So we'll have to see if the Knights can keep this up. As now face-off underway once again. That one's going to run into the defensive end here of the Knights. We're going to get a whistle, and that will be going against the Knights. Much to the chagrin of the Knights bench, unfortunately, throwing their hands up in disgust.
It looks like it's going against the Thunder.
Or excuse me, yes, against the Thunder. My bad. Apologize. As it will be Knights' possession now. Back in behind their own net. It's going to be Foster with the ball. And now the Knights will wait for some reinforcements. Bontrager with it after getting it from Bolins. Now back over to Bolins up top. As Bolins fakes right, goes left, looking for a lane here. As now Griffin Sparling with a missed pass, and that's a mistake as they were looking back for Ginger, and Ginger couldn't handle it. As now here come the Knights, or excuse me, the Thunder back the other way. So that is going to be Warner with the ball. As now the Thunder able to get across half field with Shep. Shep still with it. Now we'll kick it out over to Klima on the far side. As we get subs coming in and out. Now Orr will throw it back in behind the net, and that is going to be intercepted here by the Knights. Picked up by Connor Wysong. Wysong, the sophomore defender out of Holland Christian. Now finds Noah Ned, and Looking for Noah Ned to do his thing as he weaves his way through 2 defenders. Ned's still going, and now he will slow up as 2 quick defenders jumped into his path.
Noah Ned playing some tricks with his defender there, acting like, oh, and a goal from Calvin on a bounce shot there in the middle. Bontrager gets another one, working his way through the defense. Noah Ned was trying to fake out his defender, and maybe the whole Trine defense was confused as Bontrager gets another.
As Ned faked like he was going to go out of bounds, or excuse me, was running out of bounds, then decided to stop real quick. Kind of confused his defender, like, what are you doing? And then ended up retreating out of bounds. As Bontrager able to get the goal here with 12:41 remaining. And suddenly the lead is back up to 4. As I think this face-off, especially a big one for Trine, as they look to get back into this one, get some momentum going their way.
Bontrager just found a crease at the top of the Trine zone. Kind of a mistake defensively there for Trine to give up space to Bontrager in that spot where, you know, it's easier to score rather than out on the wings. But Bontrager was able to find it, and now Calvin with a 4-goal lead.
As Corliss now will pass it off with or with the shot. The one's going to be wide right. Rolling out of bounds. And now will be picked up by Corliss back behind the net. Corliss with the ball. As he is being guarded there by Joel DeYoung. Another one of the seniors here for the Knights on defense. As now trying to get an angle, does, and he scores. As getting an end around there for the Thunder. That looks like that is Connor Putman. So Putman matching the Knights here and bringing the lead back down to 3. 11:57 remaining. Makes it a 12-9 game.
That one a big one for Putman and for the Thunder in general to just keep it close. The Knights with the first 2 here in the 4th quarter looking like they're going to take control of this game and finish off the Thunder. But now a big one from Putman, and the Thunder are right back in it. It's going to take good defense from Calvin. They really have all they need offensively. Of course, more goals would help, but the game's going to be won if you're the Knights on the defensive end.
As I think really these next couple of minutes key for the Knights, as would love to get a couple of goals, and even if Trine is able to make a run, give himself a little bit of insurance going back the other way. So that is going to be Bolins with the ball, and I would also expect to start to see longer possessions here from the Knights, getting shots off with 10 seconds or less on the shot clock to kind of waste some of that clock time on the game clock. As it's Bolins now with the ball. Was looking into the middle there, and that was a mistake as they were looking for Chase Sparling, who just was not ready for it. As now Foster goes down.
I think you're right that the plan was to take more time there, but Boland's getting a little bit too aggressive, and I'm sure Coach Hoger not okay with that pass. See if the Knights can execute that strategy a little bit better moving forward.
As not even just in lacrosse, in that situation, that's just one of those plays where, as now a shot taken, that one's going to be high there from Trine. Just one of those situations where if it turns out all right, you're fine. As they were looking into the middle there with a chance to get a quick shot off. But if it doesn't turn out, not something that you want to see as a coach. It's now a shot taken from Orr, and just like that, 12-10. As that is a goal from Neil Orr.
Now some extracurriculars after the play with Petre in there talking to some of the Trine Thunder players. But Neil Orr, the big man, getting his first of the game, I'm pretty sure. And he's been a force getting the ball across half court for the Thunder, or half field. And now this time he's able to find the back of the net.
This is where you really need to see the senior leaders here for the Knights step up. As 12-10, we're right back where we started this quarter. 2-goal lead here for the Knights. 10:28 remaining on the field. As the shadows still continue to creep up here with the sun setting. This face-off's going to be won by Chase Sparling, trying to work his way around his mark. Now with a fake pass, couple juke moves, and now we'll finally pass this one off over to Bolins up top to settle down the offense here. As the Knights desperately need a solid possession here to give themselves a little confidence boost, I would say. Griffin Sparling now, passing it off to his brother. As now the Knights look back around the outside, and that's going to be a mistake. As I believe that was Chase Sparling just absolutely lost it in the sunlight. As now here come the Thunder back the other way. Dangerous position here as ball ends up on the turf. That was Matusak picking it up now over to Peel. As now the Thunder look to set up their offense and then get within one here. As that will be Lindell with the ball. Now kicks it out over to Corliss. Corliss will run back in behind the net, being defended by Joel DeYoung. DeYoung not looking to give him an angle here. Corliss still with the ball. Now kicks it out over to Orr, who we've seen is not afraid to shoot from distance. Now kicks it in behind the net. Good defense as a quick switch there from the Knights. As now that's going to be a missed pass and end up back across half field. Running onto it for the Knights will be Jindra. And he will slow this one down. As I believe we got a whistle as well. And now 8:43 remaining here. And the Knights up 12-10 with possession. As a goal here would be huge. As a 2-goal lead, very different than a 3-goal lead here for the Knights. As now Bontrager with the ball. Kicking it over onto the far side, over to Griffin Sparling. Oh, as that's going to be a missed pass. We'll see if the Knights can save it, and they will not be able to. As Griffin Sparling was looking for Bolins, threw it behind him and high. And that is going to be a turnover. Those can be costly here. As now kicking it upfield. Looking up for Putman. Putman being double teamed over in the corner. Able to weave his way through multiple Calvin defenders. Putman still going with the ball. And now finally gets it whacked away with him. And loses his stick. Ball ends up out of bounds over on the baseline, and that's going to go over to the Thunder. Picking it up for the Thunder, and now kicking it back up top. Shot taken. That's going to be off of Curtis, and ends up in the crease. So good save there from Curtis. Probably one of the biggest of the season so far for him, to be honest. As now clock at 7:30 remaining. And the Knights will have possession on the other side in the defensive end with plenty of shot clock remaining. Can take this one to about 6.5 minutes if they wind the shot clock all the way down. As now back behind the net. That is going to be Jindra. As now Chase Sparling gets a shot and a goal. Chase Sparling found his way around his man. And Chase Sparling with his first goal of the game. And it could not come at a better time, as now the Knights take the 13-10 lead with 7:07 remaining. Huge goal there from Sparling, the freshman, as he wove his way around his man, found some open ground in the middle of the field about 10 yards back from the net, and fired a shot right at the feet of the keeper.
Yeah, and he used an excellent shot fake there to get himself free. Had a little shot fake to get his defender kind of up in the air, and then he walked right by him. A lot of times you see players with several fakes in a row just kind of twirling their sticks around in their hands, but that time Sparling with a very convincing fake, keeping the ball in his basket, but using that to get himself free and get Calvin a little bit more breathing room.
6:45 remaining here as the Thunder now desperately need a goal to match as they leave Orr open. Orr with the shot. That's going to be saved by Curtis, who throws the ball all the way up the field, and that will end up in the stick of Jindra, as Jindra now with a spin move. And thought about a shot himself, instead will run back behind the net. I think a wise move there, as clock definitely on the Knights' side here.
Big save from Curtis there, or was basically free on the goal coming in from that angle from the near side, and Curtis able to make a stop one-on-one.
As now it's going to be Bontrager. Bontrager with the ball will now throw it back behind the net over to Jindra. Jindra running onto the near side. Thought about a shot. Now will come right back out and pass it over to, I believe that is Jake Boonder. Boonder with a fake and now loses the ball. Ball on the ground. Boonder fighting his way for it, but it's going to end up with Orr. Orr will pass this one up to a teammate. It's going to end up with Kepner. Kepner running upfield. Ball ends up on the ground and now comes back across half field. It's going to be picked up by the defense here for the Thunder. Now ball ends up back on the ground, and this time it will, ball still going around. Now we're going to get a whistle. And looks like that will be against the Thunder to not
Too many men go across the line there for Trine going after that loose ball. They lose sight of the line. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they called that on.
I believe that was actually, did not get the ball into the defensive end of the Knights in time, as they were on the shot clock there. So shot clock will reset with the Knights in possession now as the clock ticks under 5 minutes. So Knights in possession here and starting to feel more in control of this game as the minutes tick by. It is going to be Foster with the ball. Once again, Knights in a must-win situation here. Going up against Trine, as Trine will have the chance to advance to the tournament. Going up against Alma, as the Knights will need the Scots to win to advance. As no Knights with the ball back behind the net. And now ball ends up on the turf. As a mistake there from Griffin Sparling. Ball still being fought for, and this one is going to be picked up by Matusak. Matusak will swing it over to his goalie, Stegmeyer. And now the Thunder with some urgency needed here, as they have under 4 minutes to get 3 goals. As Stegmeyer still going with the ball, crosses half field on the pass, missed pass, and this one's going to be picked up by the Knights. That's Chase Sparling with the ball. Stegmeyer running back into the net. As Sparling, I would expect to see him slow down, and he does. Stegmeyer will pass this one off over to Bontrager, as the Knights can take this one inside 2:30 if they're able to hold on to it for the entire shot clock. As it's Bolins now with the ball. Bolins weaving his way, shoots, and scores. Bolins gets a goal, and definitely a huge one for insurance reasons here for the Knights. So Bolins with his fourth goal of the game makes it a 14-10 game.
Big game for Noah Bolins. 4 goals already, and finds a way now to increase the Calvin lead. That time again, cutting in and out of the Trine defense, doing it all himself, making some nice moves. Calvin in firm control.
Trine has called a timeout with 3:18 remaining, down 4. We will take a break and be right back with the rest of the fourth quarter here from Zidema Field. Welcome back to Zyma Field. 3:18 remaining here, with the Knights on top of the Thunder, 14-10, as they've really been able to pull away here in the last couple of minutes with some solid offensive possessions and a couple of goals from Chase Sparling and Noah Bolins. As face-off underway here, ball is kicked there by Noah Ned, trying to pick it up. Now ball is going to end up out of bounds, but looks like we are going to get a whistle, as that one will go against the Knights, I believe, much to the displeasure of Coach Hoger. And so the Thunder now with some urgency here, as under 3 minutes to play, down 4, as the Knights looking to close out their home field season here with a win. As a good defense there from Noah Ned. Ball ends up on the ground. It's picked up by the Knights. So this one's going to be thrown over to DeYoung here on the near side. DeYoung will lob it back to Curtis. Curtis now looking to get the ball up to Chase Sparling, who will look to bring it upfield. Curtis still with the ball, or excuse me, Sparling still with the ball. Sparling now basically runs over his mark, ends up on the ground. And now we're going to get a whistle. We'll have to see who this one goes against. As actually, I believe it's going to be a timeout called. So I believe the Knights calling that timeout, which means we will take another break real quick and be back with the last 2 minutes and 17 seconds here of this one from Zyma Field. Back underway here at Zyma Field as the Knights look to close this one out, leading 14-10 with 2:09 remaining, 40 on the shot clock here. As the Knights kind of just looking to run the clock out here, as now that will be Max Foster loses the ball. And here comes Trine as their goalie is out of the net. That will be Matusak running upfield. Trine going to have to get a shot off here in a hurry. This looks like they will be content to sit here and wait here for just a second, as now it's Putman with the ball, passing it off to Orr. I would expect him to take this one straight to net, and he does. Orr will now pass this one off, and that's a mistake, as Orr threw it wide and inside there. Way high, was looking there for Gehrig, and ball ends up out of bounds. And you'd have to imagine that really should just about do it for this game. As the last minute and 25 seconds here, Knights with the shot clock can take it to about 12 seconds. Shot going to be taken, and that's going to be a goal, as Trine had pulled their goalie. So, goal there from Jindra really seals the deal, as Jindra with his third goal of the day makes it a 15-10 game.
Yeah, that one really easy pickings with the goalie pulled, and Calvin firmly in control of this one. Trine had a couple of very nice runs at him, specifically in the second quarter, outscoring Calvin 4-1, but Calvin has withstood all of those runs, and it looks like this one will be just about over. Trine will have to go to Alma, or will have to play Alma later this week and get a win if they want to remain in the top 4 of the league.
The Knights will definitely be watching that one very, very closely, as the 4 seed in the tournament is up for grabs. Trine did have a very good second quarter, and it looked like it was going to be a very close game, and it ended up that way. The Knights just really kind of pulling away here at the end of the the fourth quarter. Is now a good stick check there. Ball ends up on the ground, but it's picked up still by the Thunder. Is now under 1 minute to play. Ball is going to be with Putman. Now passing it in back behind the net shot. That one's going to be off the top of the crossbar, end up out of bounds. We'll reset the shot clock, which will turn it off now. 39 seconds to play. As it's going to be Gehrig with the ball, and that's going to be a mistake. Ball will end up out of bounds, and that will be Knights' ball, which should just about do it. Knights will have to get it into the defensive end here of Trine. 33 seconds remaining. But that is really all they will have to do, as it is Curtis passing the ball up to DeYoung. DeYoung now passes it off to Ned, and Ned drops it. Now picks it up real quick, and now Ned running back into the defensive end of Trine, and that should just about do it, as now the clock will tick off the final 5 seconds, as that will do it for the Knights here for the season at home. So the Knights able to secure the 15-10 win here at Zuidema Field. Jeff, some thoughts on the game?
Yeah, congratulations to head coach Dave Hoger and all of these men's lacrosse players, and especially congratulations on some great careers here at home at Zuidema Field to Noah Ned, Austin Bontrager, Joel DeYoung, and Max Foster, the 4 seniors for the Knights. All of them playing in tonight's game and playing well, along with the rest of the Calvin lineup to, like I said, withstand those Trine runs and come away with a victory. I think the main player for Calvin, though, would be Bolins, with his offensive output, being able to score, trying to count him up here, 4 times for the Knights, and also just being involved in a lot of the offensive plays. You can see the improvement from the beginning of the year to this point for the Knights, and the future is definitely bright for this lacrosse team, as they have offensively improved their game noticeably. Now it's up to the Alma Scots to see if they can keep Trine out of the playoff and invite the Knights in. If the Knights would be able to make that, that would be an impressive job for this team. Not necessarily picked to be as successful as they have been, but definitely a feel-good story here. Punctuated nicely in the last conference game of the season for Calvin here at home with a victory over Trine.
Yep, so also in the offensive output here for the Knights, Ginger contributed 3, both Sparling brothers added to that total, along with Bontrager as well, having 3, and then Noah Ned also contributed a goal as well, along with Foster. So once again, the Knights pulling away with the 15-10 victory. We will have to wait to see what happens with the Alma Scots game later this week with Trine, as the Scots needing a victory over Trine to send the Knights to the MIAA tournament. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to the game this evening, as it's been a pleasure to bring you not only this game, but this season here for Calvin Men's Lacrosse. We would invite you to tune in tomorrow night at 7. The women's team will be finishing up their home field stand as well for the season. Once again, I'm Skylar Proust, along with my partner, Jeff Vanderplug, and the rest of Sports Information. Thank you for supporting not only Calvin Men's Lacrosse, but also our spring sports this spring. So once again, Knights coming away with a 15-10 victory over the Thunder of Trine. Thank you for listening, and have a great night, everyone.